Guys, this is going to be a little bit of a different live. Um, Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Creek Squad. Yeah, there's been a lot. I know most of you have followed Kylie Rodney and what is happening. She's a 16-year-old girl that is missing. And like every single true crime case that the true crime community touches, there always comes the conspiracy theories. Always. Every single time. Without fail. So I'm going to give a few minutes for everybody to come in. We'll leave up Kylie's poster here, get her face out there. That's what ultimately matters in this entire situation is Kylie. Christine, Blissful, Robin, Angie, Melanie. Hey, everybody. I'm not bashing Ryan. I have no reason to bash Ryan. That there are some fire dumpsters. Some fine dumpsters. Oh, that guy. Hey, 7-1. Yeah, this live is not to bash anybody. This is just an overview of what is going on with this case and inside the true crime community. Yeah, Adventures Without Purpose actually found a man that was missing in my town for over a decade. It was amazing. I've been meaning to talk about that as well. I just saw Molly's live about this. Hey, Boo. Unpopular opinion. Loki's mom. I didn't even see you come in. Hello. No one you know. Shot of poison. I'm just giving time for everybody to come in. Hey, Salem. School started here, so I've been busy. We could see everyone. Oh, it's still summertime. You can't take this from me. Less satirical. Thank you. Although we do appreciate you. Good morning, Bryn. You're not familiar with this case? No? Oh, it's heartbreaking. So Kylie Rodney is a 16-year-old girl who went to sorry, I got distracted. Oh, Jojo, I seen you saying that yesterday. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, she's 16 years old. Apparently, she was going to graduate. She was ahead of her class. She was graduating, and they were holding an end of the year party, like the kids were. You know, you say goodbye to the seniors. Allegedly, there's about 300 people that showed up to this party, and Kylie disappeared. I mean, that is basically what it comes down to. Hasn't been seen. They can't find her car. There's no evidence, no clues, nothing. It's truly sad, Christine. And as you all know, she's the age of my daughter. And it's heartbreaking. Hey, Ecto. But what's even sadder is to see how this has become, like every other case, more about the drama than it has about Kylie. The latest is, find fake Ronnie. So, hey, Freeside. Ronnie is a man who called in to a YouTuber's channel. I'm going to pull this up. And Ronnie claimed that his two cousins were at the party. So he gave a perspective from his cousin's perspective, right? What he was told from his cousins. A lot of oh, a lot of people didn't believe Ronnie. A lot of people found suspicion in on which, listen, most of us come from true crime. We know how that goes, right? There's always that. Everybody needs the villain, and unfortunately, most people that come forward become a villain. He did at times sound like he was speaking as if he was there. There are reasons why people feel that way, but ultimately there is no proof he was there, right? So it's just speculation. Um, of course it is. Of course they always do. Let me give a little background. Hold on. The kitten is literally sitting on my lap. All right. I'm going to use this very well done video, professional video, to help me with the outline. No, Casey, your opinion is more than welcome. Please, I know you're not trying to start drama. Don't apologize for your opinions in the chat room. I know these cases are emotional. I know a lot of people have different perspectives on them. So I don't need anybody to apologize for your opinion on it. It is welcomed, so long as done respectfully.
This is her on June 26, 2021. Her mom posted this video.
What the crack? Thank you. Oh, I got to fix my banner. Wow, what the crack? Thank you so much. So awesome of you. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Thank you, that guy. Okay, sorry about that, guys. She's still missing, yeah. So this was a video done by Plunder, who is very well at being factual. So I'm going to play a little bit of it, and we'll discuss what she's saying.
So this is a video of 16-year-old Kylie Ronnie, and she is missing out of Truckee, California, near the Nevada border. But this is her on June 26, 2021. Her mom posted this video. Her family owns that Lost Trail Lodge. Her mom had written, "They say life begins at the edge of your comfort zone. I'm not sure who was closer to that line yesterday. Kylie driving through the tunnel for the first time, or me watching as she did so in my car." This does not appear to be the Honda CR-V SUV that Kylie recently went missing in. Her mom continued, "At any rate, I'm so proud of the confidence she has in herself and her willingness to try something new, even if it is a bit unnerving. Lucky is the parent who bears witness to their child's badassness. Hashtag that's my girl, hashtag proud mom, hashtag 4x4, hashtag backcountry life, hashtag Lost Trail Lodge." I shudder to think what may have happened to Kylie Ronnie because she is now missing and she's 16. There is a search underway for this teenage girl. She went to a party. She's obviously very smart. She graduated high school already. She's 16. She went to a party Friday night, August 5th. And the last person to talk to her, her friend Sammy Smith, admitted some troubling things. You can find the links below. But Sammy was the last person to talk to Kylie. Sammy said about her friend Kylie, "I know that she wasn't in the right mindset or state to drive. And if she were to have driven, she wouldn't have made it far." That's what.
So the girl Sammy is allegedly one of Kylie's good friends. There's a lot of suspicion around her as well. I see you over there, side chat. I'm always commenting back to you. Hey, Clarissa. Welcome to everybody coming in. I speed her up a little bit too because she does speak a little bit slower. So this is the best friend Sammy, who alleges that she was supposed to ride home with Kylie that night and didn't. And a lot of people are side-eyeing Sammy, and I get it. I get all of it. Hey, just another troll. Yeah, there was a lot of things wrong. But I try to be mindful, 7-1, because I agree with you. But I try to be mindful that these are also kids, so I can understand in that aspect. Hey, Dippity-Doo.
Sammy admitted. She said, "So my concern is that somebody might have offered to drive her home and then didn't take her home. That is one possibility for this missing 16-year-old girl who graduated from Forest Charter School." Apparently, according to police, Kylie's SUV hasn't been found and her cell phone is out of service. That just means the cell phone attached to the number can't connect with whatever her carrier is. Once I watched that video of Kylie driving through that tunnel for the first time, and if you see other videos on the page where it's like sometimes that tunnel is flooded out, I'm not sure if that's the route Kylie had to take home. The Placer County Sheriff's Office has been giving updates. Apparently now they are researching it as an abduction. I don't know if they got new information that caused them to switch it from a simple missing persons case to potentially a girl that's been abducted, or if they're just trying to call in more resources. Whatever it is, I'm glad they're trying to search for her. But seeing Kylie drive through that tunnel, maybe she was 15 at that point, because she is soon about to turn 17. And what her mom wrote, it made me think, oh no, what happened at this campground? Apparently there was a huge party with more than 100 kids, young adults at this Prosser family family campground. I'm reading reports. Originally, she planned to spend the night there, which would have been potentially smart if she was in no state to drive. But after hearing what her friend said, and there are mixed reports, there are indications at first she was last heard from 12:30 a.m., which technically would have been Saturday morning. Some reports say 1:30 a.m. Apparently, it was really late when maybe Sammy heard from her. I don't know if it was by phone or text or in person. But if Kylie decided to leave that Prosser family campground and
Does that help with a little bit of a background there for everybody? Hey, peace. Around this time, around the same time as this 15-year-old girl went missing from the city next to mine, and she was found safe a week and a half later in Arizona. I have so many questions. Yeah. Looking back, it would have been so easy to duck someone from parties we had someone set out to do so. No wonder my dad used to flip out on me for being way out in the woods with strangers. Yeah. This situation is really sad. So this is basically the basis of what we know as far as Kylie goes. Unfortunately, like most true crime cases, drama arised. So how many of you are familiar with Ryan Upchurch? Put a 1 in chat if you're familiar with him. Can we link this? I mean, we have a party middle of the fields, everybody drinking. Yep. So Ryan is famous. He's a musician. He's very talented. He got involved with the Summer Wells case. He's great. He's fantastic. With this case, Ryan is heavily involved. And Ickmill, another creator, how many are you familiar with him? Put a 2 in the chat if you are. He's fantastic as well. Highly recommend both of them. Shauna. But Ickmill is doing this case as well. And he had a caller call in, and the guy's name was Ronnie. And Ronnie claimed that he was calling on the perspective of his 2 cousins that were there. He did flip out on the glare, yes. Ryan has been on a meth bender. He possibly, I don't know. I'm going to play you guys a video of Ryan's.
First things first, Ickmill, thank you for letting me on your show earlier. Sorry I flew a little off the handle. That guy, didn't really like him that much. And I'm glad I didn't, because I still don't like him that much. But I do like you. You're a pretty nice guy. I can still be your rowdy friend. If that's okay with you. I'm just playing. You see, in this Kylie Rodney case, this weird Ronnie guy who came out of nowhere, he's like, hey, I'm a park ranger for drugs. Who, me? Innocent Ronnie? From around here where the girl went missing? Oh, yes. I just know all the knowledge about around here. Yeah, my partying days are over. Did I mention my name's Ronnie? I have 3 children, but boy, do I know about all the cocaine and partying around here. My partying days are over. I haven't partied since 2012 or 16, but man, do I know all about that party that happened last week. Pfft, that old Ronnie. I know all about that party last week. Do you want to know how I know? I went to a party in the same spot a decade ago.
Like before they left, like because they left around like 10:30 or 11.
Darn, another 10:30 or 11. Shoo, there's a lot of 10:30s around here.
It started to grow really big, I would say around 10 to 10:30.
Holy crap, another 10:30. It's almost like she is the cousin.
So before that, like I would guess like around 8 or 9, she was already drunk.
Dang, Ronnie, did your cousins tell you that? Well, I don't know how your mysterious cousins that weren't there yet seen that, but I damn sure do see Sammy seeing that.
Because supposedly she had gotten there around 9, something like that, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yes. His cousins who don't know who she is at all whatsoever that went to that party knew exactly when the girl they don't know got there.
And have the cousins
So when they
spoke
saw her,
to...
she was drunk.
Well, I'll be damned, Ronnie. Your cousins were in the wrong time at the right and wrong place. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, but I asked them, I was like, did you guys know her? Like, were you guys friends with her? But they had no type of connection with her whatsoever.
Yeah, the two cousins that probably don't exist, that don't know her, in a party of 600 people, when she got there, they were like, look, there's the girl that we don't know. She is drunk. Ah, yes, she must have stuck out like a sore thumb. Who does she think she is coming to this party drinking at this party where everyone's drinking? Weird.
But yeah, but for sure, those other drugs were definitely there. So.
Man, this mysterious Ronnie and the Meg and the Sammy, woof. They seem like they really know each other pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't know if she participated, but it'd be unfortunate if she did, because with cocaine, you can't tell what it's laced with, because a lot of the coke out here is not pure cocaine.
See, this is what makes me think you're so full of fucking shit, motherfucker. The cocaine, and it's just not the same cocaine. It's laced, the cocaine is. Do you know somebody that came there with cocaine, motherfucker? It sounds like you do know somebody that came there with cocaine and gave it to someone they shouldn't have gave it to.
And then if you're combining that with maybe doing some shrooms or drinking, smoking weed.
Ah, yes, all the 1030s. Yeah, just like Meg when she got out of the car. It's like, whoa, bong rips to the face. Like, no, I don't want to. All these bong rips. And then Sammy, oh yes, so wild. All these drugs I'd never heard of before. Like, why are you at our party? Get those drugs away. You full of shit too.
When people come up here, because I stay close to the area. I'm really close to it.
Well, that's good to know. You're really, really close to this area where she went missing. How convenient is that?
There's a dispensary right off the freeway where I live.
Oh, there's a dispensary where they sell weed. Do you shove bong rips in people's faces afterwards? That's what happened to Meg.
And when people go up there, they stop at the dispensary and they buy hella stuff there. And then.
Oh, really? I bet it's older guys, right? It's older. You don't know these other girls. You don't know Sammy. You don't know Meg. You don't know Kylie. But you're about to probably say something about older guys and like getting them to do bong rips, right?
There was a video clip that we saw, and there was I guess the friend had said that, like, there were some guys there that, like, I guess, like, were kind of forcibly making her smoke a bong or whatever, or take bong rips. Yeah, I don't know. Are guys like pursuing the girls there?
What it is basically like, if you got a bunch of older dudes there.
Oh my gosh, I'm a fucking psychic.
A lot of these older dudes, I think they do they don't necessarily force it on them, but they're like, hey, do you want to do some coke? And they're like, yeah.
Listen to this guy. Hey, what about bong rips? Oh no, the coke. Yeah, the coke thing that happened. I mean, didn't happen, could happen if there was coke. There was coke. You knew about it. Ronnie, whoever the fuck Ronnie is.
Hey, do you want to do some coke? And they're like, yeah, let me tell my friends. And then she go get two more of her friends.
Wow, Ronnie, your scenario is very, very familiar. If someone shows up with some coke and this one chick has two other chick friends and they're like, sure.
And then he's like, oh, I got the attention of these girls. And then he's just having a good time getting them to do more coke, giving them free coke and all of that.
Go on, Ronnie. Tell us about this scenario about someone possibly going to a party and giving 3 women cocaine. Well, 2 young women and 1 child.
He's looking at it like, oh, I'm getting the attention from the female.
Right.
No matter how old they are.
No matter how old they are? Are you saying that because there was actually a 16-year-old there, or are you still talking hypothetically?
It's dirty. It's a dirty thing. And
So basically, Ryan has some really good points. I listening to Ryan, I'm like, yeah, man, this Ronnie guy is fucking sus. You know what I mean? Like, he is speaking from firsthand knowledge. And I can see the red flags myself. And then it turned into Ronnie doesn't talk like he's black. They don't believe he's black. And, and this whole thing comes out. And Ryan did do amazing videos documenting why he feels like this Ronnie guy is suspect. But as of late, in my opinion, it has become entirely too much. And when do you cross that line? Hence the title. When does theorizing become criminalizing? Because now at this point, what we have is a manhunt for the fake Ronnie. Oh, I understand. I believe he's passionate without a doubt. Fake Ronnie is claiming to get death threats and all these things. And I know how YouTube gets. I will say YouTube is insane. And there are parasocial relationships. Matter of fact, I had a commenter And I'm going to read you the irony in this one because this is how I ultimately feel. Let me find it. I had commented on Ikamil's last video. I don't even know how to say his name, to be honest. And I wrote, I like Ryan, but I do feel like he's so focused on this one situation theory that he's not realizing how powerful and dangerous his thoughts are. Ryan may not be harming Ronnie or the fake Ronnie, but those influenced by him are. If Ryan is that convinced he's got this figured out, why not hand it to the FBI and let them handle it from there? Somebody responded back to me, no, now listen, this is ironic. Hey, Cotton. The person responded back, no human's words or thoughts are powerful or dangerous to anyone but themselves. It's another person's choice to follow or not. Putting the blame for someone's actions on someone else seen as influential is ridiculous and childish. If one chooses to follow, is the powerful or dangerous one. Like Charles Manson, he was just a man. Everyone else that followed him made that choice. In the end, we all have a choice, and no one's going to answer for that but the individual who made that personal choice. Well, the irony in that is, one, the word influential. Okay? That is why we call influential people influential, because they can influence people. And Charles Manson is in jail. So the irony in that entire comment about took me out. You are literally pointing out a man who was in jail for his words, for being influence. You use the word influential. Anybody else pick up on how silly that is? That's where I'm going now, BL. Yep, because I sure have. And I sympathize. I think it's horrible. So this was written on my video, my comment to this video. And we're going to skip a little bit to how we got to where we are now, which is all based off of fake Ronnie and if Ronnie. Well, okay, he's dead, but he was in jail. Thank you. If Ronnie is black or not. Because that is ultimately what matters. I hear a lot of people saying, and I don't know if people recognize it or not, but saying a man doesn't sound black is very, it's racist. It's stereotypical. It's a microaggression. It's stereotypical. It's not, okay. There's no certain way black people are supposed to sound. But let's watch this video real quick.
And I have to, I guess, talk about this somewhat, Ryan Upchurch, because he's posting crazy stuff, then deleting it really quick, which, by the way, I've downloaded your Twitch videos for whenever you start doing that and you come to your senses, you delete those crazy videos. But I have screenshots of this guy threatening to swap me and all this kind of stuff. He's
okay. So in these comments, Ryan writes down here, I'm waiting to watch the raid. And this is on Ikamil's video while he's live. And then over here, he writes, should be getting a knock on your door. Now, I understand how Ryan fans are like, that's not a threat. That's not a threat. But as somebody with a channel, as a channel owner, it is a threat. Because people do SWAT and people do go real life and they do mass call police and they do send child services. And, people do go crazy. And if anybody was writing those in my chat room, I would likely take it that way as well, especially when you add in current behaviors. Yeah, Shauna.
people in my chat are saying that they're getting doxxed by I don't know who, but when he comes in, this stuff starts to happen. And he seems like he's either on something or having some sort of mental breakdown. Just my opinion. I don't like engaging in the drama. I have some video clips to show you that he deleted really quickly, but I don't like engaging in this stuff. But he doxed Ronnie. He's going on this crazy tirade, which a whole bunch of these YouTubers are entertaining. I mean, it's insane the thing that this guy is doing, and it needs to be put out there that he needs to stop. His team needs to reach out to him. Yo, delete this shit. Get some help. Whatever's going on with your ass, and stop harassing and obsessing in my live chat and watching me everything I do. And like you said, download 1,000 of my videos and shit. And whatever else you're doing with Ronnie and all the other people, Milo, whatever the fuck you're doing, chill the fuck out. And I don't know how people are taking these crazy bizarre stories, these crazy details, have some sort of like fact of this story with Kylie. So this was just part of tonight. I have videos downloaded. This guy posted it, and we have the Ronnie stuff too. People are collecting. People on the internet are watching the insanity of you, except like the YouTubers that are obsessed with you that are somehow blinded and they can't see the insanity that you're doing. But people are recording this stuff. Right? You need to stop this.
But
shit.
guess what? I don't fucking give a fuck. You know why? Because if it gets me sued, it's going to find out something in this Kylie Rodney case, and I don't give a fuck if I get sued. I would rather a 16-year-old girl be found. Listen to me, bro. There are 2 YouTubers who are being very, 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 very suspect when it comes to this little girl. The 2 YouTubers are Mel. He is being suspect. He's acting exactly.
I'm being suspect. This nut job on the internet, fucking going to all my live streams, watching and all this kind of stuff, literally threatening. The way I took that is that I'm getting swatted. That's why I took that chat. And people's names in the chat are being put up by whoever. All right.
Like this chick that was on the All American Dream Chasers podcast yesterday. Her name is Anna Mae. Both of them fucking people have the same goddamn purple light.
Purple light. This guy's going off of the lighting in my background. This is the guy that these YouTubers are like, yo, this is for real. This is facts. Let's check out Ronnie's legs. They're white. Insane. Who entertains this shit? Because he's a whatever he is? Come on.
In their YouTube channels. They are both taking up for each other. Both of those YouTubers are taking up for this mysterious Ronnie guy.
Now, I'm going to intervene. I see all the comments. She got on my nerves a little bit, just being honest. She was very smug, but I understand where she was coming from to an extent. But I will say this, as for Ikemil, I know why he feels this way, because somebody who phoned in to his show is now being harassed by the public. And it can be detrimental to his channel, his reputation, and then the threats that he's now receiving on the basis that he's not jumping on this, fake Ronnie's white hate wagon is outrageous. I get it. I get it from both perspectives.
That claims to know where she went. The Xana May girl says she has pictures of the party that was right beside the one Kylie was at. That ain't fucking possible, bro. That's not possible. Both of these YouTubers are pressing that Ronnie is a real guy.
He is. But thank God that you're insane and you think he's not. Literally, somebody sent me a video this morning in my email driving by a place they thought was Ronnie's house. I literally have the video. I'm not going to show it here. This is the shit that you started and that you're doing because you put his whatever image that was of a house and people are looking that shit up. You've been.
Now, I keep hearing the Creek Gang, right? Ryan's biggest supporters, they keep screaming, where's proof this guy's being threatened? Well, from somebody who's been threatened, I can tell you it's hard to show that proof without re-doxing yourself, okay? And there's proof all within Ryan's comments, quite frankly. There is proof. You can read Ryan's comments and see the way people are threatening fake Ronnie, Milo, whatever. It's everywhere. Everywhere. So I don't believe this narrative that people don't believe it when you're literally liking and reading it. You see the threats. And Ryan is, an influencer. He does. It's parasocial relationships. He has the power to incite.
Been wrong in so much of the shit that you've been saying, but I'm gonna try to say that this is some sort of mental health thing, or maybe you're on substances. Just my opinion. I don't know, but you need to turn off the camera and get your ass some help.
He's not a real guy. They don't know. The Xana girl is in the fucking military. The Challenger has military.
It's buffering. That's why I did that. And I guess he took his video down.
Information. Fuck it. I'll put it all together for you and show you. I'll show.
And then a helicopter flies over his head.
Oh shit, there's a helicopter. Yo, there's a helicopter flying over my house. Oh shit, look at this.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
Why is this helicopter following me? Whoa, he's turning around. What the fuck? Yo, look at this. Yo, that's crazy. I'm putting this video together. This means something. I don't give a fuck what you.
What does it mean? We're in the helicopter flying above you? I'm going to throw this one in there too, though. This is just this guy going on a whatever tirade. There's a bunch of shit that I haven't even looked at. I just downloaded the stuff of the recent stuff with Ronnie and the Twitch stuff because this guy's unhinged. And so once he comes to his senses and deletes shit, we have a record in case. So just check this out.
They drove by some fucking water. He threw the goddamn phone in the water. Somebody did. That's why it's pinging there, but not there. Yeah, because Ikmel's a fucking idiot. Anyway, if this dude right here, goddamn dude, Jesus Christ. Look, man, fuck it, watch. Right, who insisted he calls me. All right, so the white dude last. It ain't a fucking rabbit hole. It's easy to understand. What do you mean?
It is a rabbit hole. I also, like, for the life of me, I don't understand why there's like, I don't know, 30 something YouTubers. I'm exaggerating, 20, 15 YouTubers that are just so flabbergasted that they can't believe that the legs and the knees are like these people. It boggles my mind. Like, I guess the comments, whatever. It's just like, I don't know how this is there's literal video on my channel. I mean, this is a black hand. Oh, the lighting is dark. I'm gonna just play it for you. Black hand. Black legs. That's black legs. I just, and this is like a mystery, I guess, in the true crime community. How? This is like something that people are like scratching their heads and trying to solve. How? Oh, like, yeah, we don't know. Well, we got to figure it out. Let's have a panel of 30 people. Yeah. Wow. Well, I don't know. It's black. It's white. And then Ryan's argument about Ronnie is that he doesn't sound black. And people literally running with this whole thing. Oh, yeah, that's so true. Yeah. Well, yeah, what up? That's the argument about how he sounds if it sounds black. Listen, I'm not interested in going to no back and forth. This was just a tiny little small clip because you're out of control. Things are being saved and documented. The people that are around him and like love him or whatever, you guys should be like, yo, are you okay? Hey, are you all right, man? I noticed this and that. Like, whatever. Because this is not a good look. I've had people that told me they're fans of him wondering like, yo, what the heck is going on with this dude? And this does not help the story with Kylie at all. Like, I mean, I get it. People need something to latch onto, I guess, because there's nothing coming out. It doesn't need to be like this. People don't need to be threatened, harassed, doxxed, threatened for SWAT, all this kind of shit. It doesn't need to be to this level. I've been quiet all this time for all your little shenanigans, your nuttiness, and people that call into my show. You're accusing them of being selling drugs, calling them all kinds of names, saying they're accusing them of having Kylie, accusing them of a crime. These are all on your channel, putting up pictures of houses and shit, all kinds of accusations that you're doing. And then you're saying I'm involved, and us other YouTubers involved, and the helicopter flying above you is involved, and Miro Mailawulu is involved. There's something wrong. Okay? Something's wrong with you. Get some help. Seriously. And
It's
Okay, so I'm, and you can be a fan of Brian Upchairs Music, say he's wrong in this instance, case to tour net music. I agree completely. In this situation, I'm going to say, Brian, has gone too far, in my opinion. There's a line being crossed, and you're going to see it right here with this video.
Mel, I can see why your ass was freaking out so much. Oh man, Upchurch is on drugs, man. He ain't figuring out shit. Yeah, I know why now. Creek Squad don't figure Joe ass out, son. Look at this, y'all. So you know this Ronnie guy that Iktamel and this panda bitch with the herpy on her lip is taking up for? So this is Ronnie Jones's Instagram that everybody's seen. Then when I was like, hey, this guy's fake, he changed the Instagram to this. So do you see that name on the Instagram, the Delano name? So remember the other day when this random Milo guy who sounds like Ronnie was calling me and I pinged his phone in Sacramento at that house? Scroll into it. Click Street View. Right in front of his house. See this dude sitting outside. I took a picture because of the shoes. So right next door to the house I found, look at this house and look what the name is on the house. Okay, it's under Jones Ronnie, right? And this Vivian lady. If you look in the background of the Ronnie Jones picture, look what you see. If you look at the street name and you follow the street, look at the houses down the street. You know how these two YouTubers are like, man, leave him alone. He has kids. Leave him alone. He has a kids and a wife. Leave him alone. Here's why. Because if you look at the other name on the house and you look in her pictures, look who's in her pictures. Oh my gosh, you guys, who is that guy? Oh no, Iktamel. Iktamel, you're Ronnie Jones? Oh my God, bruh. No wonder you want me to fucking get away from the camera, you fucking weirdo.
But you need to like turn off the camera.
How about no? How about fuck you? Man, some country motherfuckers gonna fuck you in jail, son.
That wasn't Iktamel. It was a completely different guy. It's not him. Matter of fact, some of the Creek Squad is speaking up in the comment section and saying, yo, bro, it's not him. There are other photos on that Facebook that is now gone. The Facebook has been removed. The other photos showed it is not him. Dude, that ain't Iktamel. When you go into the phone, it's literally Ronnie. That's his wife. It ain't rocket science. I've been commenting, trying to get your attention, Ryan. Me and some others on your channel went and looked, and it's 100% not Iktamel in those photos. I tried hard getting your attention. There were better photos on that Facebook showing that man facing the camera, and it wasn't him. I went back to grab screenshots, and people were commenting on that lady's photos, calling this man Iktamel. I got kicked off the page trying to get screenshots for you. The Facebook is now down. The lady deleted it. Ryan's response, Ronnie doesn't exist, fam. No, but this person, Iktamel,
I guess.
Iktamel, whatever his name is,
if you look at the street name and you.
This person right here, this person does exist. This person claims he's Ronnie. That is a real person. This person back here at the end, right here, this man is a real person. This woman and these babies whose faces are now out there and being hunted by the Creek Squad, they're real people. These are all real people who are now in real danger and don't have the money nor the luxury that somebody like Upchurch has to say, fine, sue me, to afford the protection that it is going to require when you incite thousands, if not millions, to believe that this man has something to do with Kylie's disappearance. They're real.
programs. We would go
Now, this old video was dug up of Ickmill, whatever his name is. I'm sorry. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. If
we go
somebody
into
wants to
AOL
correct
chat.
me, explaining how he's able to hack your phone camera and do weird, illegal, and internet shit. People are now saying Ickmill is involved in sex trafficking. Okay. He's a single father of a little girl who, as he's making this video telling Ryan that you are endangering people, you see a miniature little computer chair next to him swaying back and forth. That's his baby girl. With all of these videos in the comments saying, I'm just here waiting to watch the raid, I'm with Ickmill. It would concern me. I would be concerned for my well-being.
Well, would you look at this? This is how Mr. Ickmel knows how to fucking Photoshop shit and make fake ass fucking pages and stuff to make it look like he didn't do anything. Here, he'll tell you from a very old video from way back in the day.
Ickmill, where does it come from? Ickmill is a name I got from years ago when AOL first came out. I used to be in a hacking group, kind of a hacking group. It was just a bunch of young kids that we were downloading hacking programs. We would go into AOL chat rooms and AOL Instant Messenger, and we pretty much blow up the chat rooms, flood them, and it would pretty much cause the computers of other people to get frozen, and you can't do anything. That's one of the things I remember doing. The name of the group, it was called Icked Army, and a lot of the members in the group, they had Icked in front of the name, and they would adopt whatever they wanted to put next to it. So that's how I got Ickmel. And Ickmel has always stuck with me through all the years, through AOL years, through my gaming years. You know, it's kind of become my legendary name online, even though it's not that legendary because nobody knows me. But that's where Ickmel comes.
Yeah, Kelly, because they all do the same to each other. How many people have called CPS on me? How many people have mass reported to my police station? I bet without a doubt I would have been swatted by now if my police weren't fully aware of what was happening. So there's no doubt in my mind how people are supporting this because they see money signs when they see Ryan. I saw a channel go from under 10,000 subscribers to over 30,000 once Ryan went on their panel. Okay. So for most people, this is their full-time job. This is nothing more than money for them. And they will do and take and say whatever, so long as that money in their channels grow. A lot of people become creators or get a channel and their integrity and morals go right out that window. Couple dollar signs and boom, that's all they see. So in my opinion, that is why people are sitting back and supporting this because Ryan is, and listen, at the same time, nobody else wants to become Ryan's target, right? Creators that spoken out about this Ronnie situation are now being accused of being involved in this crime. This is scary. It's scary.
It comes from, and I used to do a lot of, downloading Trojans, there was this program called Sub-Zero that I really liked back then that you pretty much, maybe I'm not even gonna because I don't want to self-incriminate myself. But you can do whatever you want to people's computers. You can get them to download a file, and they would download the file. And back then it was a lot easier because people didn't have as many antiviruses like now, and the antiviruses just weren't that up to date like they are now. So you pretty much get them to download the file, and once they have the file and you're connected to them, you can do whatever. You can watch their cam. You can take all the passwords off of the computer. You can do anything. You have pretty much control of everything, and that's kind of what we used to do back in the day. It was just fun for us, and that's where Ickmel came from.
Now I know why you want me to stay off the camera so bad.
Do I think Ickmel was stupid for putting that out there? Yes. Do I think he knew his channel was going to get as big as it is? Probably not. Does he likely regret making that video? Absolutely. Does that mean he's somehow involved in the disappearance? Now, I want you guys to also notice this. Because for what it's worth, these videos were coming in left and right throughout the night. Some are missing. Some are now down. Ickamil is a sex trafficking code word. Ready for this one, you guys? This is where the danger comes in. This is where I feel everybody should speak.
All right, so check this out. You know how these fucking weirdos out here who like do stuff to kids and shit have like code words? Okay, well, the dude who's like, hey, Ryan, I don't know anything about this missing kid. Okay, look at his name. Look how it's spelled. All right, his YouTube name is spelled Ickdmel. Ickdmel. If you unscramble it, it says
do me a favor right now in the chat. Take my name or take your name, unscramble it, and tell me what you can create.
that's only using the letters that are there. And it also says,
Yes, Nazir, he's bringing a lot of attention to Kylie. Yep. And fake Ronnie and Ickamil and his family and other people's families. Yes, he is.
licked me. Why is his name unscrambled? Say, sell me kid, licked me. Like sell me kid. If you sound it out, it says sell me kid. Why? Why does it say licked me? If you look for children and your page is dedicated to looking for children and covering missing children, why? This is fucking weird. Man. Explain this, motherfucker.
That's weird. I could take froggy, break it down, froggy, go fry. Froggy, your name means go fry. Like, what? This is a little too intense now, but this is accusing somebody of legitimately being part of a sex trafficking. Sex trafficking. It's a heavy allegation, Ryan. I like Ryan. Everyone knows that these creeps do weird shit like this, hidden in plain sight. It's the way they advertise to other creeps. Now I can't unsee the licked me and his name. Honestly, nothing surprises me anymore. Thank you for staying on this, Ryan. These people are probably calling it Code Brown at this point. Oh my God, I love your content. I really hope that, God forbid, my 16-year-old son went missing, that someone would treat it the way Ryan is. Yeah? Well, Emily, what if you were Ickdmil? And I normally don't call out commenters. What if you were Ickdmil? Would you want somebody to treat you this way? It's dangerous. And I think, I said this yesterday privately speaking with somebody. I can understand how as a subscriber, because when I was a subscriber and I would hear creators say, my family's in danger, my life's in danger, and I would think, oh, it's a little dramatic. But since having a channel and people doing what they do to me as a small, very small channel with people who are after me that have way smaller followings than Ryan, I fully get how dangerous things like this can be. This is dangerous. This is somebody's real life. I like Ryan. This has nothing to do with liking Ryan. And seeing they thought bringing you on board their live streams would boost their numbers and would have if their story was straight. Boy, were they wrong. I've been saying this whole time, everyone is talking too much. The guilty will put themselves in a spotlight. But then you hear people saying not enough people are speaking. I'm a Ryan fan too. But this has now become the Find Ronnie instead of the Find Kylie. And listen, I agree that Ryan was onto something. I agree with it full-heartedly. You got it, Ryan. You put it out there. You think you legitimately solved this case. Let it go to the proper authorities now. Because all of this is not helping. None of this is going to bring Kylie home. Yep. A lot of the videos go up and they go down. I see people over in Ixmill's chat room and other chat rooms saying, Ryan has millions of followers. We're going to take down your channel. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. At this point, I think for Ixmill, taking down his channel would be the least of his worries. Although it's how he makes his living. I think this has surpassed just YouTube. This is 3 days, 3 days, 2 days, 2 days, 1 day, 1 day, 14 hours, 11 hours, 10 hours, 5 hours, 5 hours. So within 6 days, Ryan has made his appearance on dozens of panels and has put out this many videos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, plus the ones that have been removed, plus the ones that are on his Instagram. I have not heard how they're doing yet, Yaya. Let me play you this one where it says officially busted. I agree there was red flags with Ronnie. I'm with Ronnie.
All right. So the white dude last night who insisted he calls me pretty much just called me to be like, hey, it was definitely Ronnie Jones.
Bro, I don't know what you're talking about. I just checked, and my phone pinged in Roseville. That's in Placer County. Homie, you trying to set me up. I know you.
You see how his name says Miro at the top, and he's like, yo, you trying to set me up, even though I don't fucking know who he is. All right, well, you know this Ronnie Jones guy where everybody's like, oh my God, he's innocent. You're so fucking stupid. You're stupid. Ronnie didn't do anything. All y'all shut the fuck up, and here's why. Here's what Ronnie Jones's Instagram looked like before my video. Here's what his Instagram looks like this morning. Yeah, do you see what's suspicious? The white guy that I talked to this morning who insisted he called me. And this black guy, Ronnie Jones, that everybody's like, oh, he's innocent. Why does both of their Instagrams have Miro on them? Yes. Yes, this is what happens when you think outside the box. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to screen record me clicking on this link on Ickmel's page, and I want you to watch it go directly there. Well, it appears he's so innocent that he blocked me. Well, I'm going to bed now.
Maybe he is so innocent that he blocked you. I mean, maybe that is why he blocked you. What do you guys think? I just don't understand why he'd be so reckless and just put accusations like that into public. He claimed last night to be trained by military to be a critical thinker, so why not go to LE? And I believe he is a critical thinker. There's no doubt in my mind, Ryan is a critical thinker. He's a unique thinker. A lot of artists are, and I will give him credit for that. But doesn't mean he's not reckless. Okay? Doesn't mean he's not reckless. He was completely doxxed. Igmil tried handling it very professionally. He only went back out when he and spoke about, Ronnie being real or not, when he felt Ronnie was being endangered. And that is the responsible thing to do when this man came to your platform to speak. Yeah, and I'm waiting for this because that everybody kept saying, and I was with them. Not gonna lie. When Ryan said, if Ronnie is who Ronnie says he is, why won't he show his face if his face is already out there? I agree with that. If that would solve all of this, please just show your face. But I also wouldn't be surprised if Igmil turned around and needed a fundraiser or even Ronnie to protect himself and his family. Let me go over to Igmil really quick. Yeah, so 4 days ago, he did a show. I watched all of it. I was actually in there. I actually made a joke about, can you please show his leg again? It was this one. I have questions about Ronnie as well. We can all have questions about Ronnie, but to what extent do we get to question this man? To the point where we're playing police? Where we're, searching for him and looking for him and doxing him and everything else? I mean, actually, let me go back over here really quick because, and Brian's own video, he shows. I woke up the kitten. I'm sorry. Pretty girl. Let me show you this. I'm not gonna lie, I can't stand. I just went over here and one particular Gappy that's live right now. Oh, are you a mod, BL? Is actually live about this, but they're live about it for fucking clout. I actually recorded it because I thought it was so funny and totally was fangirling that he even responded to me, if I'm being quite honest. Look.
Can you show Ronnie's leg again to prove he's not a white man? I already showed his picture.
That was in response to me. I wrote in all cap locks, can you show his leg again? And I fangirled just a little bit. I like Igmil. I think he does great coverage. I like his personality. I think he's a good person. But anyway, and I like Ryan too. So this isn't me being biased, but I am going to point out right here. And plus his chat was on fire. So to be recognized, I was like, oh my gosh. I got to remind myself that YouTubers are regular people. Okay, so over here. I mean, this literally says the YouTuber Igmil knows where Kylie Ronnie is. It's very reckless. All right, show me the picture. Right here. See this gentleman right here? Lola Rue, I agree. All right, so this guy right here. My cousin was there. Yeah, I saw he did that. For a couple years, and I won't change. He's a great guy. Yeah, I would hope that others would too, Frenchie Mama. This is serious. So this guy right here, Okay, this is Rodney. I mean, this is what they say who Rodney is, right? So Ryan does all this, points out the house in the background, and it is good investigative skills. Good job, Ryan. I gotta play it. This guy is the same guy I just showed you. It's the same Rodney. It's not Ickmill. It's almost like the only connection is that they're light-skinned black men. That is the only connection between the two. They don't even look alike. True Helper, you canceled your membership. How could you? You don't get emotionally attached to the case. You watch every people's coverage every now and again. You really can see how skewed and manic people can be. Yes. The hysterics. Thank you, Angela. Definitely not. Definitely not him. Matter of fact, so not him. But the irony in it not being him is that you showed him. How far back is it? You show us him right here. That's the same person. British ship, yeah, I'm thinking is, well, they looked in all the lakes, so that's the only problem I have with that part. But purpose people, I'm sorry, I can't think of their names. They're there right now. Does anybody want to come up and give your perspective on this as well? I'd love to have somebody come up to speak on this if you'd like. Yeah, they'll find her. Like I said, they found somebody who's missing over a decade. British shipping, me too, or no D, someone is trying to cover up. I think so. What my little theory is, which is completely irrelevant to everything, is that I'm more eyeing of the two alleged best friends than anybody else. I think there's something completely weird with especially Sammy, but that's just my opinion and my take on everything. But I do know that this guy matches the guy that we were shown down here to be Ickmill. It matches him. And I think it's crazy that, well, to be honest, he says it was church gang that sent it to him or whatever, Creek Squad. And it's true, even taking Ickmill's name and doing what he did with that, you can see something out of nothing. Do you know one time I stared at a wall long enough that I saw Mickey Mouse in the wood? You know when you stare at a cloud and you're like, oh, that looks like a giraffe. We know it's not a damn giraffe, but it sure as hell resembles a giraffe. And then somebody else can look at it and say, no, it looks like a tree. You can make something out of nothing, especially if you're looking for that something. I agree, Paul. He does happen to be, Now people are going to be like, Granny's seeing Mickey Mouse in walls. Oh my gosh, she's on drugs. That's literally how the speculation and allegations go. That's simple. But don't lie and tell me you've never done that. You might not have seen Mickey Mouse, but you sure thought you seen a face in the wall at one point. Well, and that's what I said. It's very, it's a racist thing to say. Hey, Indigo, but y'all here. Hey, Cautious. I want to see Jack Nicholson. That's like the people who see Jesus in trees and a slice of bread, right? Or a Cheeto that looks like Donald Trump. You can see things. And has turned into one within a matter of a week, Delaney. Those going after the same girl, Ronnie, any of these kids were at this party. I thought some people just talk about facts. Complete bullshit. Oh, no, Nini. Well, most people don't stick to just facts. I admit that I go down my little rabbit holes, but I'm also not a true crime creator, so I'm not spreading any information around. Ellie knows about Ronnie and his cousins because the cousins did contact. Well, and even when Ronnie did that video where he went to go aid in the search, he gave his name to them. I even asked, do they make people log in? Hey, Craigtastic, good to see you. Hey, Lisa S. I need to listen more about this Ronnie guy, I guess, AT, if he's relevant. He's totally irrelevant, but became relevant. And is now hashtag fake Ronnie instead of hashtag find Kylie. And it's really disappointing. But but were there red flags with Ronnie's phone call? Sure, maybe if you want to find red flags. We always find red flags. The true crime community has never failed to victimize somebody. Sitting on the kids' slide in the backyard when it was storming was not a man, was my imagination. I can see faces in a lot of things, right? Sammy's sus to me as well. But I also remind myself she is just a kid. All your memberships are disappearing. But she's just a kid, you know? Shooting 2 paintings with the AK, had beef with the artist for not paying for work he commissioned with the artist. Holy crap. I agree. I wish Sammy didn't leave her alone, but Sammy was also under the influence, and we cannot hold a teenager or a young adult responsible for another teenager, young adult. Kids are stupid. My memory's shit as well. Hey, Michelle K, it's good to see you. Yeah, I agree. So intriguing. I think Sammy didn't think to check up with Kylie because they aren't. Well, and from what I've seen and what has since come out, they're not as close as friends as they've led people to believe. Robin, I'm just teasing you. I know it's because gifted memberships were out. Can't wait till they find her. She has to be found, right? Rather, unfortunately, deceased or alive. Hopefully, she will be found. We're in it over a year with Summer Wells. So do you think he was sent in as just a sole distraction, side chat? I agree, British. Think these kids would have the resources to make? No, absolutely not. Well, you know what happens, British? A lot of these armchair detectives or these Slytherin sleuths, they forget that they're now adults because they act very childish, a lot of them. So they seem to forget that they are adults and how they would handle a situation is not exactly how a child would. Oh, I was a know-it-all at 18, Nene, weren't you? Oh, it's just really a shame. It's really a shame for, creators such as Ickmill who really just wanted to spread awareness. I don't think he was sent in. I think he was just looking to get some attention by acting like he has some kind of inside information because he lives close by. And immediately he's like, hey, follow me on Instagram. And I'm now going to go help search for her. And I agree, side chat. I don't think he realized what he was walking into. First off, for those of us who have been in the true crime /crime/drama community, how many of us knew what we were walking into? How many of us knew just how wild it gets? I certainly didn't. Rather be watching a car chase than deal with this drama. I believe that, MJ's life. I believe that. People want attention. I get concerned. How many of you think Ronnie's suspicious? Put a 1 in the chat. I'm not going to lie. Ryan put out some very good information. It was weird how that other caller kind of tied into Ronnie. Thank you, Robin L. I was totally teasing, though, but I appreciate you. Thank you. One little lie can change so much. Oh, unbelievably. Oh, so a lot of you do find him suspicious. Hey, Beach Bunny. Robin with it too. I see your comments other places. I know how you feel. If this Ronnie's legit, he would get in touch with authorities, tell what he knows. But he did, Penny. He did. So that's like a misconception as well, is that, he would get in touch with police. Well, he did. It's sus if I was his wife or something. I don't think he's responsible. Do you, Cosmo, do you think that things are just being pulled out to, in a way, paint? Do you think anybody would have found him? Let me get this man's face off the screen. I'm sorry. That was so rude of me to keep that up so long. How many of you think that without Ryan putting out what he did, would you even second eye Ronnie? Or would you just be like, oh, somebody who called in? I've been a supporter for 5 years, but Iqbal is great. He accepted a call. That's it. I agree. I think that it's weird that he's involved in the scene, though. So he did. There were some points where he was switching back from like first person perspective to speaking on behalf of his cousins. But I wonder if that's because he was saying like, "Hey, I used to party at this same place." You think sus from the beginning? At first, I was thinking that Ronnie was probably lying for attention as well. But then I started thinking, could the cousin he's speaking of could be Sammy? Well, here's the thing, Cautious. Could have been, possibly. But at the same time, LE's involved, right? So wouldn't law enforcement be aware? Because I know Iqbal seems to do things by the book, and there's no doubt in my mind that anything that he finds as a creator to be suspicious, he's likely making reports too. That's it. He opened the phone line. Right, BL. And I'll tell you, he did right as a creator by standing by the person who trusted to call into his channel. I feel like I would feel I owe a little bit of responsibility as well. If somebody came on my platform and then they ended up being, harassed and doxxed and stalked, I would feel I need to speak up as well. Definitely is a sus. Now, he's not... all right, good question. Good point, Cosmo. How many of you think Iqbal is sus? Put a 2 in the chat. If you think he's not, put a 3. A 2 if you think Iqbal is suspicious and really part of a sex ring and all of that. Put a 3 if absolutely not. You know what, British Chippy? And I'm seeing a lot of people say, oh, well, these YouTubers, they do it for money, but Ryan doesn't need the money. Ryan, that's great, but Ryan does this for entertainment. Right? So, with that same, forethought, you can go back and be like, okay, yeah, Ryan's not doing this for money nor attention that he doesn't need, but I don't care how famous you are. Attention is attention. But he does it as a hobby. This is a hobby to him. Where other people that have true crime channels, they do it because they're passionate. Yeah, I'm definitely 333 all day long. I do not think this man is in any way suspicious. Ronnie seems to be not. Ronnie was very knowledgeable with the whole Coke scenario. That was a bit weird. He's the only one that mentioned, I'm so proud of all of you. Look at all these 3s. See, I got a good group here. Look at you guys. I'm scrolling 333s. I love it. Which is dangerous, though. He's putting out threats to true crime creators, which will end in misery. Yeah, and then basically saying, I got money, though. I got money. Come for me. I got money. Is innocent in this. All he did was give a caller. He please says more. Yes. Ryan's rich. Ryan's a millionaire. Yes, Ryan has money. I will say, though, a lot of people don't know that Ryan is actually a celebrity. A lot of people only know Ryan from this case. A lot of people only knew Ryan from the Summer Wells case. So this true crime stuff does benefit Ryan as far as YouTube goes, because this is how they found him. All right, let's see this one. We can all sit and speculate and blame all day. At the end of the day, the police will do their job and find this little girl. Iqbal is being searched more today than most other days. Yeah, well, publicity is publicity, Data Funk, and I do hope if anything comes out of this, it is that Iqbal gets to clear his name and new people find him, the same way new people have found Ryan through this. But I'm sad for him. I've had an what would you? How would you know if there's any comparison? I've gone through a tiny, not even a ninth of the amount of people harassing me that Iqbal is now experiencing, and I can tell you with that small percentage, under 100 people that were coming for me and were invading my real life, it eats you, it kills you, it's scary, it does a lot to you, and I don't understand if people even fully comprehend how much it affects you. And Iqbal is now having this by millions of people. Thousands at million at the most, thousands at the least. Not millions, but you know. Iqbal was fine with Ryan right up to when Ryan was down on Ronnie dude. Iqbal became very defensive and rude to Ryan. You think so? Sorry, came outside. I didn't see it that way. I kind of saw it the opposite way. I saw Ryan getting upset that Iqbal wasn't attacking Ronnie. We need to get in his chest and back him. Support him is awful. Yeah, we do. He's going live with Ronnie to shut down some rumors. And I'm glad Ronnie's doing this because, listen, Iqbal had Ronnie's back. If Ronnie coming on camera can save Iqbal's back, do it. I noticed that, Kim. I did notice that. Yeah, right? No, I'm outside. That was one of those truck things backing up. Ryan does like the drama. He does bully people on the internet. Ryan's a spoiled brat, bully, but he can be cool sometimes. I'm sorry. I tried muting and then I thought they were done and it came back. I'm sorry. Ryan, when Ryan screamed, "It's not a rabbit hole," that was a little scary. So we can go with Million side chat. And I'm with you because I was over with you commenting over there in support of what I was hearing. Yeah, let me get his channel link. So I know that you support Ryan as well. And up until this, I was completely on board with Ryan. I thought he was thinking outside the box. I thought a lot of what he was saying was making sense. But this whole Iqbal's part of a sex ring, and come on. That's a little extensive. That's a little way too far out there. All right, let me grab this. Anybody and everybody, please go over and just let Iqbal know he's not alone. We see it. Oh, yeah, Psycho Chick. All right. Which part first? Let's see. T. Adams. Thank you. Did he, Ruby? I did. All right. So, Ruby, what you're saying, I'm going to show this. So, are you speaking about when Ickmill did this video? Now, listen, I'm not biased in this. I like both of them. Over here. So, after these videos coming out from Ryan saying Ronnie's fake and red flag Ronnie, I know Ickmill did this video. Kylie Rodney live highlights Ryan Upchurch confronts, and that was because he was replaying all the phone calls to show everybody, like, hey, this is what's being said and this is what he said. He pretty much made this entire video. You're amazing, thank you. But okay, so this is what Ryan's latest video where I definitely disagreed with him is this one for sure. I think this is the most reckless I have seen him get. In this situation, in this case.
Ickmill, I can see why your ass was freaking out so much. Oh man, Upchurch is on drugs, man. He ain't figuring out shit. Yeah, I know why now. Creek Squad don't figure Joe ass out, son. Look at this, y'all. So you know this Ronnie guy that Ickmill and this panda bitch with the herpes on her lip is taking up for? So this is Ronnie Jones' Instagram that everybody's seen. Then when I was like, hey, this guy's fake, he changed the Instagram to this. So do you see that name on the Instagram, the Delano name? So remember the other day when this random Milo guy who sounds like Ronnie was calling me and I pinged his phone in Sacramento at that house? Scroll into it. Click Street View. Right in front of his house. See this dude sitting outside. I took a picture because of the shoes. So right next door to the house I found, look at this house and look what the name is on the house. Okay, it's under Jones Ronnie, right? And this Vivian lady. If you look in the background of the Ronnie Jones picture, look what you see. If you look at the street name and you follow the street, look at the houses down the street. You know how these two YouTubers are like, man, leave him alone. He has kids. Leave him alone. He has a kids and a wife. Leave him alone. Here's why. Because if you look at the other name on the house and you look in her pictures, look who's in her pictures.
See, this is the problem. Creek Squad, this comment, this is the problem. I'm glad you're watching, everyone. Everybody should be watched. But why threaten people? This is a threat. This is the problem.
Oh my gosh, you guys, who is that guy? Oh no, Ickmill. Ickmill. You're Ronnie Jones? Oh my God, bruh. No wonder you want me to fucking get away from the camera, you fucking weirdo.
But you need to like turn off the camera.
How about no? How about fuck you? Man, some country motherfuckers gonna fuck you in jail, son. All right, so check this out. You know how these fucking weirdos out here who like do stuff to kids and shit have like code words? Okay, well, the dude who's like, hey, Ryan, I don't know anything about this missing kid. Okay, look at his name. Look how it's spelled. All right, his YouTube name is...
I'm glad it's not, because not everybody who speaks out against what they feel Ryan is doing at this moment doesn't support Ryan. I support Ryan. Side chat supports Ryan. We were just over in his comment section praising him. This isn't about that. This is about what is reality and what isn't, and what is theorizing and what is criminalizing. That's it.
Spelled Ickdmel. Ickdmel. If you unscramble it, it says that's only using the letters that are there. And it also says licked me. Why is his name unscrambled? Say, sell me kid, licked me. Like sell me kid. If you sound it out, it says sell me kid. Why? Why does it say licked me? If you look for children and your page is dedicated to looking for children and covering missing children, why? This is fucking weird. Man. Explain this, motherfucker.
I agree. That is weird. That is searching for something where there's nothing. That is. I will say that he does have a very creative mind. Data Funk, I will give you that. Very creative mind. And he can afford the good shit. Let me get some of the good shit. But that's still a bold accusation to put out. I think the person needs to be cut slack is Ickmill. And just because Ryan is up smoking the good shit all night doesn't mean Ickmill should now be accused of being part of a sex trafficking ring. Give me 1 second. Weed doesn't make me this angry. He's a deep thinker. Do you, JoJo? I know in Ryan's defense, he will openly tell you that he has ADHD. He is a creative thinker. I mean, he's a creative person. Look at what his whole, his career is. He's very creative. He's very talented. I just do wish that he was a little more cautious or aware. I want to say now, and I could be wrong, but I want to give the benefit of the doubt that Ryan, at first I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt that Ryan didn't realize how powerful his words were, and that, maybe that his influence was stronger. But after these type of 2 videos, I don't know. I agree. It should always say, in my opinion, allegedly, all those safe words. So I just did his little code crack and I came up with Sell Zony. Sony Records. It's been more than 1 second. I'm calling Detective Upchurch to unscramble your name and get the pitchforks. I wonder what mine would be. Sure, I'm a fan, so you don't think I'm connected to Ryan, part of his team? Well, if you are, can you tell him I said what's up? Creek Squad, that would be cool. I think he started this best. I do. Absolutely, Shauna. Absolutely. Listen, anytime a celebrity, and Ryan is a celebrity, involves himself in something like this and spreads awareness, it is amazing. Mad respect, appreciate it. Thank you. Ryan's very humble. He doesn't come off snotty. He doesn't come off like he's better than anybody. He comes off like he's very creative. But maybe the passion has gone a little off course. And for everybody's safety, including Ryan's, maybe it's time to reel it back in a little bit. I agree, Cassandra. Sometimes he's right. Actually, there's been a lot of times where Upchurch has been right. I agree. He might be onto something. I don't know. He does a lot of shrooms. That's how he's getting these thoughts. It's amazing. Okay. I did see somebody commented that shrooms, that he takes shrooms, and he hard didn't responded. I found that to be cute. At least he owns it. Shrooms can make you think wildly and creatively, and he's being very creative. I just wish it was going in a different direction. He did reel it, did he? Really? I could care less if you're part of his team or not. If that's the case, you should give him some solid advice, tell him to take his theories to law enforcement. I agree. True crime junkie most likely have gone down a rabbit hole at one. I do think Ryan's the best intentions, but needs to think of the accusations. That's all I'm trying to say, AT. That he's not turning cousins or info over to Ali. Ooh. Then Ixmil agreed and said he wouldn't turn in a cousin either and understands, respects Ronnie's choice. But then, that's interesting one, Jor, because then we saw when Ronnie went to go aid in the search, I don't think he wanted to give information, but he did. I think he felt awkward, didn't know how to approach them. So he said, my cousins were at the party, and then the ladies there wanted to take his information. But he said there that he did speak to the police. Oh my goodness. I have a kitten, and she's wild. Let me just say, she is now climbing up on this. Last panel, he strayed away from blaming out. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Such bold accusations it does puts real lives in danger. My experience when someone drinks, they go and beat someone up. Pothead takes the beats, a bag of chips. They do, and those that are involved in crimes, true crime community knows this. They do insert themselves right in the spotlight. There was this case where one neighbor kept coming and speaking to the news, and was at the outside while the cops were searching and all that. And it turned out they were the ones that committed the crime. They usually are and do insert themselves right in the forefront. But with the name thing, Mystic? $250 people. People will know people that attend it. Stop tripping. Shigmani, looked up the Google address. What the fuck? Yeah. Oh, you got a puppy? My son wants a puppy. My daughter surprised us with this kitten. So fun. She is beautiful, though. I'm side-eyeing Sammy, Ronnie, and the ex-boyfriend. I think a lot of us are. Sammy was way in the forefront, and I do know. You have 3 kittens? I do know, and not being a scammer, being if you want to consider that scamming, I don't know. Really, Mr. Tomato Head? I've always been taught otherwise. I didn't know that. I've always been taught that they insert themselves right in the forefront. Wow. Yeah, a hacker, not a scammer. Still interested to learn. Yeah, I bet Iqmel regressed that video for show. I bet he regressed that. Like acid. Oh my gosh. I don't think Ryan's on any crazy drugs, in my opinion. I don't think so. Maybe some shrooms and some weed, and he's riding this one out. I don't know. CBL, but that is how these type of videos do go. They have an influence. They do insert themselves. Who heard they insert themselves? Put a 1. If you heard they stay out of the limelight, put a 2. I'm a big Ryan fan too, man. From his music to all of his other works, I'm big. I'm right there with you. Side chat. Mystic did correct it, yes. Yes, yeah, I agree. Interesting. I've always heard they like to go. Non-stop. It is, Amy, isn't it? It's pretty interesting. He's actually trying to find her, even if he's doing it while he's high, right? First cowboy. I mean, he's not, he doesn't have to. Nobody has to do any of it. It did bring a lot of attention. Did any of you see how badly some of these true crime creators were like begging Ryan to come on their panels? Oh, it was so embarrassing for them. Right, exactly. And that's why I wish people didn't take it personally when somebody does speak out, because I'm not speaking out against Ryan as a person. I like Ryan as a person, as a musician. I like Ryan. Sticking with my thoughts on Sammy, her story has been inconsistent and she hasn't loved the attention. Her parents made her stop talking because they're attorneys. I figured it was because of the attorneys as well. And she's just a kid. You know, I was trying to, even myself, I'm like, ooh, you're guilty, right? And I had to remind myself that she is just a child. I did find it suspicious. There was no, she wasn't crying. She wasn't, I don't know. There was a lot of little. And why is everything between the hours of 10:30 and 12:30? Oh, I see what you're saying. So we hear mainly about those cases because it's interesting how they involve themselves. I get it. But I'm not going to lie. I thought I heard it on like Law and Order or Criminal Minds. Because, you know, they're real reliable for facts. Do you, Mystic? Yeah. You see malice in her behavior? Sammy was sus from jump, but doesn't mean anything. Who knows? You know what, Tilly May? Oh, get in. Trying to escape. Children are capable of horrible. Listen, we know. How many of you know the story of the two boys that murdered the baby? What was he, 2 or 3? Did they? I didn't even know about that, Data Funk. So wait, Sammy and her parents just left? Did the law tell them to leave? Were they in danger? What is there more to that? How do we know that? Yes, James. Yep, in England. Yep, thank you. I don't know how these teen girls do. Just saying, yeah, kids can be evil and conniving, and So I mostly think, if anything, that perhaps it was an accident, and over. But have any of you heard the theories of Sammy and the boyfriend and jealousy? And I saw an interesting comment left on, I believe it was Ickmills, and it was a woman saying she's from the area and that she actually knows Sammy's sister. That the area they're from, when she was in school, kids that went to the other schools, they didn't really know each other the way these girls are claiming they do. But when I was in school, I didn't know. I don't know how old the woman is, but I didn't know my surrounding schools and classmates as well as these kids do these days, because social media. They have social media, so they kind of can meet each other on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff, where we didn't have those connections. So never mind. Maybe that's nothing. And I heard that they're not on any of their social medias due to death threats. I figured it had to be due to something. Okay. And I'm sure they're work. What about the police saying that the parents are not helping? What do you guys think of that? Monetary damages, I smell a lawsuit. Can almost always smell a lawsuit, can't we? But wait. A lawsuit against who, Mr. Tomato Head? Because it was their adult daughter who inserted herself. How about the boyfriend? The ex-boyfriend leaving the comment that if you have any tips, give them to him, that he's filtering through tips and working with LE. And then that comment was deleted. What do you guys think of that? I heard parents in general weren't helping. Not just hers. Just neighborhood parents. Good. That's a good question, Mystic. Can a 19-year-old be held responsible for, 18, isn't she? For providing alcohol to minors? Well, is there proof she provided it? I don't know. Yes, Ecto. Grandest vibes. That brings me back. Mary Bell case. I can't say I have. Maybe not by name. Kid Bailey, I was thinking that. Could it be accidental? Sammy and Kylie are friends. They reconnect during the same time frame. Kylie was homeschooled. Oh. Was she homeschooled and she was that advanced? Good on them. Hey, tattoos. I can never smell the lawsuits, probably after the effect of the C word. Who bought the alcohol? Well, she wasn't old enough to buy the alcohol. Unless she wasn't old enough, right? I don't want to sound stupid, but are the drinking laws different in each state? How responsible for providing legal substance to minors? Sammy, 18 or 19. Okay. Home and charter schooled. How did the girls know each other? Does that ever come out? Really, Mr. Tomato Head? Can you? Well, wait. On the basis of this, because you would think that would have happened in the Watts case, too. I mean, they were trying to go legal, right? Supposedly 300 young adults at a party, and they're on... Right. But, so I was thinking that too, side chat, and I agree with you. It does bother me that there were supposedly 300 young adults at a party, and teenagers, and there aren't tons of videos and photos of the party. Do we know that there isn't? Or was it just not brought to us? Am I buffering? Like, do the police have footage and we just don't? So you saw it, Kim. Yeah, that was odd. I don't know. Not buffering. Thank you. Maybe the alcohol was taken from the last apparent. Right. Well, Acto, we haven't seen party footage, but I'm wondering if maybe anybody else had. Like, do the police have it and we just don't see it? So Ryan did post a picture. Hold on. That's what I thought. I will say it was weird how there's this big campground and they claim that 300 kids kind of stayed behind 300 trees. Oh, wow. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to show you. I didn't see all this. I'm going to show this too. Oh, you're all here with me. I didn't realize I still had to share screens. Okay, so we got, man, the future is looking scary. Critical thinking and problem solving now means you're on drugs and stupid. How do these people think I got where I am in life today? I agree with that. I said that. He didn't get where he's at because he's not an outside thinker and creative. So I don't listen to people who say you're on drugs. When you see something suspicious on YouTube, fuck what they think. If they want to think I'm on drugs, fine. I guess I'm the guy on drugs trying to find someone's missing daughter. About missing children. Take the letters' names, rearrange them. This is what you get. The YouTuber Ictmel knows where Kylie Rodney is. Post and proof now. It's dangerous. No doubt in my mind. All right, this is what I wanted to show, though, because I got to get through all this. I'm just, like, I'm seeing this all for the first time with you guys, and I'm just being amazed by it. This is who Ryan thinks is really Ronnie. Is this guy. Odd phone call with Truckee. Where's the picture? There's Kylie. Here's a picture of the party. What do you guys think of that? Does remind me of of when Chris Madonna. So this is one picture from the party, and Ryan was right. That looks like a point of interest. The kids did say, and Ryan didn't hear at the time, that people were fighting at the party. I don't know how they claim this is Kylie. She's not wearing what they suspected her to be wearing. I did see a video where Ryan thinks that this is the friend that said within 10 minutes of being there, she was offered all types of bong rips. Have they, Data Funk? Thank you. One of the press conference that they confirmed Kylie at the party wearing the white pink hoodie. Yes. They did. Yep. Looks nothing like Kylie. She was wearing Dickie pants, right? Greens. Kate, not Mags. Thank you, Data Funk. Yes. And she was wearing similar. But no, that looks nothing like Kylie or what we were told Kylie was wearing. And that's not 300 kids. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for somebody else to say that. That's not nearly 300 kids. How many of you do believe that there may have been a separate party that's not really being spoken about? I'm sorry, this kitten is completely attacking my feet. Give me 1 second, please. I'm so sorry. I did notice going through these community posts that Ryan does seem to be upset about being accused of being on drugs. And I'll tell you what, I think I'd rather be accused of being on drugs than being part of a sex trafficking ring, you know. I heard 100. Ali confirmed that there were between 200 300 people at that party. Did they? Cassandra, I'm with you. I think they are all hiding something. Oh, she was killing me. I'm like, kicking my foot and trying to, yeah. It hurts. My arms are all scratched up. My feet are all scratched up. Sammy left town because people are harassing her and won't leave her family alone. I believe it. That's sad that her whole family had to uproot and do all that. It's a lot of kids interviewing, some being under influence, not remembering things correctly at all. Dang. Some not wanting to come forward out of fear, too, I'm sure. I know the police said, and you have the stigma that kids do where they say you're a snitch, you can't be a rat. I don't know if these kids go by that, but where I live, my teenage daughter and her friends, they do think that way. When the girls were in Kylie's car, they did the drugs. Somewhere adults hid the vehicle. Really? Nellie. Well, she has a few names. Chanel, Nellie, Crazy. 300 kids, somebody would break their signs, tell you something to Kasim. She's completely attacking me. Maybe that picture was taken earlier night and more came. Well, why is the time frame always 10:30 to 12:30? Isn't that weird? Yeah, snitches get stitches, yo. No, but seriously, they do. Ikmal had a second party. I'm not sure of the location. I think there was a second party. Kid code is a powerful thing. Yeah. You don't want to be that kid that snitched. Something isn't... Wait, if the kids did do something, isn't it the responsibility of the true crime community to make sure that's an actual fact before ruining young Nene? Tell me over the years you haven't became totally disappointed by the true crime community. I mean, we have seen horrible things now. I agree, AT. Be surprised how kids stay quiet. They don't want to be the one that talks, especially in small towns. And even if the police say you won't be in trouble, nobody will know, blah, 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 somebody will know that you snitched. Did anyone catch the interview where Sammy said they have fights and winner gets a trophy? What if it was a fight gone too far? What if they were fighting and Sammy accidentally got knocked and fell and got really hurt and they hit? I don't know. There could be so much speculation. Let's see. I think Ryan makes a good point about that spot being a common hangout for kids and not a planned party location. Same. So did we. You're right, Data Funk. I didn't hear Ryan say that, but you're right. We had a spot that we all like just hung out at. You know, I'd get dressed and just head there, and I knew others would be there. The cutout. Yeah. Take it. Young girl Kylie is missing. I'm in and out here. Listen. Yes, that's what's happening, Crastastic. I think a second party too. I agree, Penny. But what if they weren't friends with her? But that should be left up to Ellie to figure out. There are crimes happening within the crime community. I agree. Is it a really small town? Same tattoos. Who knows anymore? I just snitched on an alleged second party. Oh, no. We got to get rid of that stigma. We got to teach our kids to, see something, say something. Apparently, they were pretty close. I agree. It was awesome. On either accidental overdose or somebody gave her something on purpose to. But where's the car? Where's the car? You would think by now they would have found the car. Some lie detector tests. That would be a good idea. If they have suspects, I'm sure they will. Let me put her face back up. I also think we need to be a little patient, and we see this in the true crime community a lot as well. We're only, a week and a half into Kylie's disappearance. Ellie doesn't tell us everything they have or know. There could be stuff they're aware of that we're not, because we're not privy to that type of information. I'm going to stay behind to the direction of a second party location. 15 days. It could be Beach Bunny. It could be. We're 15 days in. They're not going to share everything with us. We see this a lot in the true crime community too, where just because we're unaware, we assume that it's just not happening. The party in her house, and I feel they need to look north or south. My kids keep stuff for me, but somebody missing. Yeah, I agree. I hope so. I don't mean to. I shouldn't say I hope so, right? Because that could sound wrong. But you think she's in the water? Adventures with a Purpose. Have we heard anything from them yet? No deep ravines or big forests. If she drove off, you would have seen it. Assume they know much more than us. Right, always. Truckee River was how far away? I'm going to check. I'm not exactly sure how far away it was. Adventures with Purpose. I've seen the maps. I'm not going to lie, I'm not good with maps. No. They have their video where they're letting us know they're going to go join the search. This is the case they solved out of my backyard. 19 years later. They did amazing. 19 years later, and they were able to find this guy's brother. And what's worse, oh, you can't say. What's worse is they built a reserve right through the car. This one. Right through the car, they built this pier because they did this all up nice. It's crazy. And you mean to tell me when they were doing that, they didn't see this car with a skeleton in it? All right, BL, let me see. How far up are you? BL, where are they all? I don't. I think I've gone too far up, BL. Let me grab my phone and look this way. Okay. I don't see it, BL. I'm sorry. We'll be on site today. Yes. He was a younger adult, though. I have to get you, Jessica, the private investigator did the drive from the party to her house. That way you can see the land. There's no deep ravines or heavy forests. Half hour from Reno. No live investigation is ongoing. There's actual volunteer groups where you can look at places on Google Earth. Sometimes they find missing people's cars, usually underwater. They will upload what they find, if anything, in the documentary, just like they treat other cases, right? You think so, Stan? Haven't they had the waterways already searched? I mean, it doesn't mean that new eyes won't find it, and they've had helicopters going above. I didn't hear it until this case, yeah. I think that area is where Bonanza was filmed. Did anybody else hear? Yeah, they did a local case too, Alex. It's amazing. Did anybody else hear, what is that app? Life 360, that her Life 360 was turned off? Really, British Chippy? Not with equipment. Okay. Very deep in places. All right. So we can very much have hope that Adventures with Purpose can make a game changer in this and hopefully find some answers. Did you, JoJo? So wow. So this is close for you. I'm having my faith then. Her car wouldn't be able to get far in the water. It's all sludge and sticky mud. I did not know this. Thank you, Allie. Let me say. That's a badass shirt. No. They don't have anything. Other people driving as well. She wasn't out alone unless she was driving home by herself. They are amazing, side chat. 50 to 60 feet in places. Wow. The car would be closed. The phone would have been thrown. Well, I heard mushroom. With some iPhones, you can submerge them in water, and that would just, explain why the phone stopped pinging, but was still turned on. But what about the Life 360 app being turned off and they saying like it was manually turned off. It's just so tragic. At the end of the day, Ronnie, Upchurch, Ixmill, at the end of it's all a distraction. Is it getting attention, bringing attention to Kylie? Yes. But is it also shifting focus a little bit? Unfortunately. I guess any drama that revolves around a case still brings attention to the case because let's face it, say what you will, deny what you want, but most people enjoy drama. And people are clicking in for the drama, rather you admit it or not. So drama with cases still brings attention to the case. I will not take that away because I know that is true. I just pray at the end of the day, nobody else has to be hurt and no children get hurt during the speculation. Reaching with the app turned off is very sus. Oh, wow. That is pretty much my only concern with all of this is that there are other people now being endangered and there are other people that are very passionate, but they're doing it in a very sticky way. Out of country, they can't. Possibly. So did anybody else hear that weird phone call where somebody was like, they need to check Florida? It was very odd. Especially like I did with the WAS. Amen to that. I didn't get entirely too invested in the WAS. I was fully involved, but not emotionally invested like I was with the WAS case. I learned my lesson there. Well, she told her parents that she was the designated driver. If mine's kid, I want everyone to keep speaking. Yeah. Yeah. I did too. I learned too. What you got, Allie? You want to come up? Pray she just drove off, but I fear it's not so. Oh, I fear it's not so either. They asked, do you think she's the type to run away? And the answer was absolutely not. She had her whole life ahead of her. She seemed happy. She seemed to have a good relationship with her parents. She's very smart. She was advanced. She seemed like she was an overall good kid. Anybody saying because they were drinking they're not good kids, that is ludicrous. Ludicrous. Teenagers sometimes drink. These parties they have date are drugs. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it. Listen, how many of you, especially my women in the chat, but men as well, how many of you have gone to a party and there were older men? Or women, older men or women, adults. How many of you have gone to a party and there were people older than you at said party? Rather you were a teenager and they were adults. For me, I was always around an older crowd. But as a female, I was most definitely always offered drugs by young adult men. Always. Yeah, happened to me. Yep. So I'm sure quite a few of us have had that experience. Always, they brought the beer, right? Michelle K. Every weekend, every time. I drank without my mommy knowing. Most teens drink. I highly suspect we did back in the day. Yep. Okay. How many of you think this may be a situation of such? Older people, young adults, they give Kylie some drugs. She gets really wasted. I don't want to add anything else onto this little girl's name, so I won't go in that direction that I was going to, but she overdoses. They're scared. They don't handle it correctly. Oh, thank you. Please say. How come this didn't come up for me? Oh, you're on Facebook or Twitter. Okay, thank you, Allie. So, Adventures with a Purpose plans to go live 1 hour ago. Thank you so much for this, Allie. They wrote this on their Twitter. Searching for 16-year-old Kylie Rodney. Many of you have reached out making us aware of the missing teen in California, Kylie Rodney, and if AWP can join the search. AWP left or don't make me say it. August 1st, with all his gear heading to the Midwest with no plans to return until the end of the month. However, with 10 days past and no answers for Kylie's family, we are going to cancel all of our other cases after we wrap previous commitments in Wisconsin. We'll drive straight through to California to aid in the search of Kylie. Our goal will be to arrive late Friday evening. Thank you, Allie, and thank you, Adventures with a Purpose. So they're going to make this their forefront. Because 10 days is still new into the case. The news interview. Looking for her. Let me see. Thank you. I was at a rave at 14.
Mom telling me if anyone knows anything, please come forward. Joining me now is Doug Bishop. He is from Adventures with Purpose, part of the dive team that will be out there in the Prosser Creek Reservoir area tomorrow, searching for Kylie's car. Doug, thank you again for coming back and for what you and your team are doing. Law enforcement, we've heard in the last few days, they've scaled back their efforts in searching for Kylie. They've called you in. How did this all come about?
You know, we have a large fan base and a support group all over the world. And, you know, the call came through. We heard it loud and clear by thousands of requests. We are in communication with the Placer County Sheriff's Department. They're very happy in welcoming us in. We're going to utilize our unique skill set as well as the search tactics that we've developed that have made us successful.
What are those unique skills that you all bring?
We specialize particularly in sonar, underwater sonar search and recovery, particularly in finding vehicles underwater.
And you have been successful in the past in many cold cases. We've talked to you about that here on the program, Doug. The Prosser Creek Reservoir, what do you know about this particular waterway, what you'll encounter tomorrow? How deep is it? How murky is it?
You know, visibility isn't that bad. I have intel on that so far. We know we're working with a max depth of right around 55 to 60 feet, which is, you know, right in our wheelhouse. It's nothing normal than any other. It's nothing different than any other case that we take on. We're going to come in, we're going to utilize those search tactics that we've developed, and we're going to start at square one and work our way out. And we're not going to leave any inch of water uncovered.
The only difference here is you guys generally focus on cold cases, cases that are years old, that don't have the resources that Kylie's case has had. This is an active, ongoing search. Do you approach that any differently?
Slightly differently, yes. Yeah, obviously this takes a lot of cooperation with the local authorities and multiple agencies because of the climate surrounding the resources that.
It just ended. It is sad. It is very sad that our government doesn't have these resources. Angela, I'm sorry to hear that. And you know what? Let me go back up to this comment because Kid Bailey, I had a friend who overdosed when we were teenagers, and the group of people she was with, they were actually men. They just dropped her off in an alleyway. Yeah, just put her in the car and dropped her off into the alleyway. So we were fortunate that somebody else found her and called and got her help. But yeah, so sadly, it looks like that does happen. I know they do. Amazing. So somebody wrote a question. Do you think AWP won't be able to disclose any information if found anything or not? And whatever info is released will come from authorities? The newscaster responds, I think it will be a process. They cannot tell us the location. We will hear from locals first. I won't post until allowed. Wow. I witnessed it. Same thing happens to my daughter's friend. They dumped him at the hospital entrance. At least they took him to the entrance. Hell. You know? Oh, that was so sad. Oh, man, I missed it. Our local little school was doing a car wash. I didn't realize what time it ended. My son's best friend recently died because he smoked what he thought was a vape pen with pot, but it was mixed with fentanyl. Oh, I am so sorry, AT. I do think that's what that Ronnie guy was trying to say, is we don't know what's in these drugs anymore. Dumping their friend in a dumpster after he OD left him there to die alone. Yep. I think it is very, sadly, common. Do it. What do you mean you can't find time? I'm just kidding, tattoos. But if you could, that would be cool. Jess, did you see the rainbow fentanyl there in the county on their news? No, rainbow fentanyl? I did hear this is a very drug-ridden area. My missing is playing with the cops. Oh, what the crock. I'm sorry. I'm not sure they'll be completely quiet because they're funded by their support. I was thinking that too, British. They kind of owe a little bit. I know they would never disrespect an investigation ever, but I think they would give something. And a public parking lot wasn't found for days. I'm so sorry for everybody who's lost somebody to an overdose. This is really, I mean, I know drugs are everywhere. I know there's an epidemic. I'm in recovery. For anybody who's new here, I understand drug addiction very well. I'm a drug addict. To Fat Christmas 2019 after being sober. Oh, that breaks my heart. I'm sorry, Data Funk. 10 years. Usually that is when people die, is when they relapse. Because they kind of go and they take what their bodies were used to prior to finding recovery because that's what they remember. And their body can't handle it like they did while they were active. I'm so sorry. Lost my brother to fentanyl before it became super popular. I never knew the wandering stuff. I'm sorry. Oh, you guys. Let's give some prayers to everybody that has lost a loved one to addiction. And let's put a heart for everybody that has found recovery. How about that? Because people do recover. My fiance's best friend since elementary school just passed away August 9th from a fentanyl overdose. My fiance relapsed in July. I'm happy to say I dropped him off at rehab on Friday. Yay, Lindsay. Yes. We'll be praying for him. I work in acute detox. Horrible when lace drugs go around. Yes, relapse the worst. Yes, Cassandra. I had a friend, single mother to 4 kids, and she has a neighbor, and the neighbor has Xanax. And my friend was completely overwhelmed. She was, it was a lot. And she thought, let me grab a Xanax. Not even a bar. I think it was... Well, it was only a few milligrams. I know that. I mean, they're all only a few milligrams. Whatever. Nonetheless, it wasn't Xanax. It was fentanyl. It was fentanyl made, shaped, and pressed to look just like a Xanax. And she ended up overdosing. Thank goodness they brought her back to life. But she had to go to rehab and everything, and she wasn't even an addict. She actually went through child services. She lost custody of the kids for a little bit. It was a whole big thing. Not for long because it wasn't long to prove, but it was a whole big thing. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope if you haven't, that you do find recovery. You know it's possible. 300 people over this actually knew the same way. Oh, I bet it did, Dada. Yes, Sarah. The saddest part about that, British, was she was live the day before making progress in her life and very proud of herself. And that breaks my heart because she was given a glimpse of hope. She was approved for the loan and she had plans. It kills me. Thank you. Huh. I'm glad I'm not in addiction now because I don't think I'd live. Yes, they are. Never heard of any drug's choice being laced with anything other than what it was. I know. No, you didn't. Yes, proud of you, Dada. I think this could be another wake-up call to teenagers. I hope so. Rest in peace, Sarah. I hope those who knew Sarah, because I didn't personally know her, no. I knew of her. I hope anybody who was left active in addiction has taken a step in honor of Sarah to find recovery. Is that really you? How'd you find it? That's not you. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, it is you.
Yes, I
Oh,
scrolled back in the chat.
well, and you don't have your full name up, so I'm like, that's not you. It's not you.
Oh yeah,
You put
sorry.
backstage as me because I love when
Yeah.
people do that. Like, oh, you say it was you? Okay,
Okay, come on.
come on now.
No. I was thinking, what do I know? I was trying to think of something quick that I could put, but couldn't think, quick enough to put some. It's me.
It's me. I scrolled back.
Oh
So,
my gosh,
have you
Jess.
been following this?
A little bit. I've been last night I saw kind of the stuff that happened with Ryan, and I saw you were going live, so I was excited, but I don't know a ton about it. I am curious what you think happened to Kylie.
To be honest, Allie, I think her friends know something. I think I want to say either she got hurt and they got scared, or she overdosed and they got scared. That is my speculation so far. I do find the friends to be a little suspicious. Not enough to go on a manhunt for them, but
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at. There's one picture of that Sammy. She looks like she has a scratch on her neck. Have you seen that picture?
I did. But you know what? It's her hair. To me, I think it was her hair.
Oh, okay. I had seen someone say that. I was like, huh? Pointer Lover actually said she thought it was her hair. And I don't know. I just think something's up with her, too. She acts a little bizarre. You just get the, heebie-jeebies watching her talk about it,
And I was trying to give, the benefit of the doubt. Like, okay, she seems like a very, I'm not saying this to insult anybody, but hippie type of person. Like, very, wild and free and carefree, and we love everybody and that type. So maybe that's why her personality is so outgoing. But the fact that there seemed to be no, it was fun for her.
Yeah, it will mess up my sound. I got a call.
Yeah, it's just that for a second you cut out.
Okay. Did you see I saw her doing a speech to the people that were searching for her. And did you see that speech? It was really weird. Like her tone and everything. It was like, she's like, yay, let's go. We'll find she was trying to seem excited, but her tone was just so off. It was
Like
really
chippery,
bizarre.
right, like they're at a cheerleading convention, not that you're searching for your friend that went missing.
Yeah, and then they are young. Imagine this much attention on you at that age. I'd probably do some dumb stuff, but
Well, and I do recall the friend saying that they set up peer-to-peer conversations where if you don't want to go to the police, we'll meet you. It's anonymous. Nobody knows the location until the night of, and blah, blah, blah. But that seems a little odd to me as well, because no information should be going through Sammy first at all. At all.
I know. I thought the same. And the Jagger, the same thing on TikTok. He's like, you can come to me. I can filter information for the police if you're too scared to talk to police.
He actually wrote that he's working for police, and he's doing that for them so that they're not overwhelmed with too much information. He's filtering through for them, and the police were like, no, you're not.
Oh my God, that's weird. Why do you think? I don't know. Maybe it's the attention. I don't wants to feel important or something, but it's just weird, all of it.
I don't know. Even as important as you want to feel, why would you do such a bold lie to say you're working with the police to filter information? It just seems very I don't know, intentional. Like, hey, if you got anything, call me first. It just seems weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
And then Sammy, I understand the peer-to-peer thing, but there should be at least one adult or investigator on board.
That's what I was thinking. If you're scared to talk to police, why not a coach or a teacher or a family member or somebody who's an adult
an adult, right?
Go to police.
Not a child that's first in line with it. Oh, and then BL saying that Sammy did say that they were fighting at the party. If I remember correctly, she said she herself fought.
Oh, sorry, Bentley yelled. Yeah, I think, did she say something about, I remember something about boxing too, and I saw her comment about the fights. She said that they do it at all their parties, like for fun fights, basically.
I don't believe it's for fun fighting. I don't know, though. I mean, maybe kids are weird and bored nowadays. Maybe.
They are weird and bored.
where she put out inconsistencies in the friend's story. But I agree with one comment I just read. I feel it's really important that if we are to analyze the situation, that we put ourselves in their place at their ages. We're adults. It's easier for us to be like, that's weird, that you want to do this, you would do that. But as adults,
Yes, that's a good point. It really is. Think about how immature you are at that age. Even at like 25, right? You're
right.
still pretty. Ooh, I got a good question for you, Jess. So I can pick your brain a little bit. I always love to do that. We actually agree on this case, but how do you feel about, slow down, buddy. How do you feel about all the attention that, let's see, like this case gets, Gabby's case, sorry about that, Summer's case, like all these cute blonde girls, they get a ton of attention, but you know, we're not seeing that for as many others. Okay, buddy.
Well, of course, I think it's the way of the world, right? You got this beautiful young white girl, blonde hair, blue eyes. I don't even know if not blue eyes. I'm sorry, Summer was. They're the picture perfect American girl. They're the girl next door. They're the, the ideal American family child. It could be your child. I think that is why it plays as big of a role and they get the attention that others don't. But at the same time, you also have, Sammy going on to do an interview. Parents, the Wells, they were all over YouTube. Are these other families all over and we're just not seeing them? Or are they not all over and that's why their loved ones aren't getting the attention? I don't know. But I think it's girl next door, American everyday family look.
That's a good point. I've actually never thought of that, but like kind of does play that girl next door. This could be your neighbor, could be your,
could be your child, all American family, picture perfect, blonde hair. Yeah, I think that kind of hits home for people like, oh, this could be me. But that can also be stupid thinking because all the world's not picture perfect white people. You know what I mean? So that's kind of stupid too. I don't know. I go back and forth on why.
I just think because there's a lot of like, if you think about the missing and murdered Indigenous women, there's a lot of Native American women missing that never get talked about. And it feels like, I don't know, sometimes it feels unfair. Even me, I talk about the cases I'm drawn to. Like Summer is one of them. There's other popular cases I don't talk about, like Dylan. I wasn't drawn to that one. But sometimes you just, I don't know, it's just something to think about.
Well, didn't a woman and her boyfriend go missing same time as Kylie that were not white? I think I want to say they were Spanish.
Yes, I think they were Mexican. Yep, and you barely heard about that. I wonder how many people were searching for them.
Yeah, I don't know, but there does seem to be some weird connections. Like they were at a car show and there was this whole route of like cars being involved in things. I don't know. But at the same time, I do believe, are these families speaking up as loudly and bringing the attention? Because it does first start on the loved one to kind of raise their hand in the air and scream like, hey, look at us, we need help. Not everybody does that or is willing to do that.
That's true. That's really true. I don't know. I think that's something I'll have to look at because I'd really be curious to know how many people are not listened to or are not heard, if any.
Turns out that couple was found deceased in their car and it was an accident.
Oh.
Wow. I also, I think it might be a draw of the luck too. Like, for example, Ryan Upchurch got involved in this and that brought it to hundreds of thousands that would have never probably been in the true crime community to start with.
Oh my gosh. I'm actually quite sad to see what's happened there. It's, I don't know. I was trying to listen to you some and I got a call, so I didn't get to catch all of your opinion on what you think about that. Because, like, it could mount, I don't think do you think he's a fairly nice enough guy? And did you see his post about the selling children and everything? I mean, it went really far.
Yeah, it's a really heavy allegation. It's a dangerous one. I like Ryan Upchurch. I appreciate what he does, but that's reckless. That somebody on his PR team should have been like, "Yo, bro, no."
Yes, absolutely. And I was thinking maybe he was up all night looking at the case. We know he's a stoner. Maybe he's gotten a little paranoid, but that's really heavy allegation. And he could get in major trouble for that. I like him too. I like his music and but ugh.
I also feel like he knows that he has money and he's a bigger deal. And I kind of think I've never felt this way as Brian before, but I am getting a sense of arrogance from him because he's famous.
Kind of like, what are you going to do about it?
Right. Go ahead and sue me, bro. It's just another lawsuit. Have tons of them type of attitude.
Wow. Yeah. He covered Summer's case a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember watching it. He also thought he had that solved.
Yeah.
I mean, respectfully, he did, She's still missing, unfortunately.
Yeah, sadly.
So Cassandra said Native Americans tend to remain quiet. I worked in OK in Las Vegas on trauma units. Typically Native American, by typically I mean always, remain quiet and didn't want any attention. Same with Latinas. Some of it is what I'm saying.
Kind of like how Chinese people like to stay face, that kind of, they don't want the attention. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I know Parker was covering a little bit of the Native women. I've had people reach out to me and ask me to cover it, but I don't know. I'm not a true crime cover. I'm excited for this. He is going live in an hour, Alex, and he's going to have Ronnie is going to, I guess, kind of be like, boom, here it is.
Ooh, okay.
That's going to be interesting. But I also have a feeling at this point, Ronnie can come up, hold his birth certificate, and give a DNA sample. Somebody will still say it's not him.
Probably so, but I think you do great with true crime. For one, your mind works in a fascinating way to me, because we often think of different, you think of things I wouldn't, but I think you do a great job with true crime.
Thank you. I prefer it.
Yeah, it's probably a lot easier on your stress levels and that kind of stuff. The missing and murdered, I did a TikTok on that a long time ago because someone had asked me to. That's kind of why I thought of it, because a lot of people talk about it not getting enough attention. So, and I mean, there is a lot of missing. I think that a lot of times predators will go for people that maybe they won't think people will look for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know. Smoke weed every day. Well, did you see that video where Iqmel did explain his name and said that he used to be a hacker?
I have not seen that. That's crazy.
I bet he regrets making that video at any point.
Yeah. So what is it, like a code or something? I don't know.
Yeah, he said in that community of hackers they would hack into your cameras and blah blah blah. He did. He said they all kind of had the name of Ict. And then you put whatever you want in the front or end. So he came off Iqmel.
Oh, my God. They would get in your camera. So, in your phone where oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, he says it, his own words. He claimed he was a hacker back in the day. Yep. It was an older video. And, of course, Upchurch found it and posted it. It was interesting. I bet he highly regrets it.
Yeah, no doubt. I feel kind of bad for him. He's just trying to cover his true crime. Now all of a sudden he's got this dude coming at him
hard.
Yeah.
And Iqmel's channel really picked up big time. I believe it was during the Gabby Petito case, to the point where even magazines were speaking about him. Sun's News article and all that. So it's a shame that now all this negativity is coming along. But your opinion always comes to bite you in the ass at some point.
Oh, yeah, definitely does. Well, you know what? He works hard. I've noticed, just doing true crime, I don't know that I could put out that much content all day, every day, any case that's trending or whatever's happening, cases that aren't trending, maybe that he's covered alone on his channel. It's all day uploads.
He's doing a lot of work. Mm-hmm. It is a lot. And it's a lot of, you have to invest a lot of time. And I listen, give me a device that I can get on StreamYard, and that's all I know how to do. I don't know how to do all this fancy smancy stuff that these people do.
Yeah, but you have this gift of
the gift of gab.
Yeah, but it's it's more than that. It's connecting with people in a way that I don't know. I just think that not everybody has that.
Well, thank you. What are your thoughts on this? What do you think happened?
Oh, I think I'm with you. I think the friends know more. I don't know if there was sometimes I'm getting these Skylar niece vibes, like very sinister. Like, you remember that case where the two girls stabbed their
Yeah,
best friend? Mm-hmm.
sure
And it's
do.
just
Slenderman.
there's a picture that Crime Stories Obsessed showed of like all three of the girls out at dinner, Kylie and that Noelle girl and the Mags. And the looks on their faces, it just gave me the creeps. So I think the friends know more. I think also, obviously, it's possible she could be in the water, but I think that where she was parked, it's a really like, it goes, people swim there. So it's not like a drop off, it's pretty gradual. So I would think that she, I don't know. I would think maybe not in the water, but it's possible.
It's possible, yeah. Thank you guys in the chat. I appreciate that. Are you so for Ryan? I'll try to go digging for it's hilarious for us, to be honest. Okay, so BL says that there was a lot more than just that little clip we heard of Ryan explaining the background of Ickmill's days of being a hacker, and that. Okay, I get it. I'm with you. I just something about the Friends just gives me a really intuition. I hope I'm wrong. Because the other thing would be the water. And I'm with you. I'm kind of like, well, how wouldn't they have been able to find or see yet?
Yeah.
Did he park her in middle less? Unless they put. Well, and if it was a car crash and she kind of went off road, if it was her herself doing it, she wouldn't be in the middle. She'd be on the bank.
Yeah, and they said that like the ground there is really soft, so like if she would have went over, there would have been tracks from her vehicle, even
Right.
if driving off the road.
And then somebody else said another YouTuber actually made the same exact drive, and there was no, like off road. There was no ravines or anything wild.
Ooh, I'd like to see that.
I sadly think that there's something being hidden. I kind of lean towards there was a second party, a pre-party, an after-party, something. I don't believe a bunch of kids showed up at 10:30 and by 12:30 they were done drinking and drugging and all left. I don't believe that.
Oh no, you're right, Jess. Probably stayed there till 3, 4 in the morning. Plus, didn't
Right.
she say she last saw her at 12:30 and her phone went off at 12:33? What could have happened in 3 minutes?
It's weird. It's weird. And why? How is Sammy just first on the forefront? First to get there with her, last to see her. It's just very odd.
And they don't follow each other on Instagram.
I saw that. I heard that. I think that's really weird too.
I'd be curious what your daughter says about that.
Yeah, the only time you don't. Well, I will say this. I know, and they don't think I know, but these kids all have what they call stock accounts. And it's basically where they have a second TikTok or whatever social media thing that like you don't have family and everybody on. It's more like a troll account.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but they don't think I know.
They don't think I know, but I know. So I wonder if maybe, but I do find that, I mean, come on. And from what I'm hearing, there's not even like 1 ounce or shred of evidence to show that they were friends at all.
Yeah, that's weird. Weird. But she does follow Jagger.
Well, and I heard there was speculation that Sammy and Jagger has something happen in between them. Could it be a case of, love gone wrong?
I don't know. I thought the same thing. It could be. That's just weird. I don't know.
That Jagger's weird in general. Something about him was just so odd to me too. And I hope I'm wrong. I don't want to be judging people's kids out here. Some of y'all got weird kids, all right?
Kids are weird.
Kids are weird in general. My kids are weird.
Mine too.
But that there's something odd about the whole, I was telling her I was having a hard day, and at 10:30, magic number, she responds and tells me, she's sorry I'm going through a hard time. Something's just weird.
And the weird thing for me was when he's like, we know she's okay. She's fine. We're not worried about her.
Yep. She'll up here. She's fine. I mean, could that be like stupidity of a young kid and wanting to believe in the best that she's okay? Or is that like a, hey, don't worry because I'm not worried type of thing because I know something you don't? I don't know.
You'd think you'd be really worried and scared to death. I don't know.
Right. Like maybe at least if you're not like, because not everybody cries. Not everybody's as, and we don't know if the Sammy ever did cry, but I do know there's like a glee about it that shouldn't be there, almost an excitement.
Yeah, yes, there is. Did you see someone spotted her car like a couple hours away? And they said that they know it was her car because them and it's like a young lady who spoke out and she said her and her mom play this game with, or her and whoever she's riding with, I think it was a parent, they play a game with license plates. And like, so the beginning letter, they make words out of the license plates. So they know for sure that it was her exact license plate. And she swears that. She spoke out
Really?
and it was like, a couple hours away, like I think in the middle of the night after the party.
I believe that. I believe if something did take place, that this, magical number 12:30, 10:30 were alibi time. And that's where, who did Sammy drive with? Who was in the passenger side? Why did Kylie call her if they're just seeing her and saying goodbye to say, hey, do you need a ride? Why did Sammy leave her knowing she was completely intoxicated? You didn't want to drive with her, but you were okay with her driving. And then, Sammy recalls a lot for being intoxicated herself. There's just something weird that the Jaggers show up and was it a setup? We seen where friends set their friends up. My daughter, Allie, two summers ago, she had a girlfriend.
Yep.
Call her and say, "Oh, I miss you. I forgive you. Let's hang out." Invite her down the park where she was jumped and assaulted by 3 other girls, including the one that invited her. Kids do shicey shit.
Absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. Was this a weird hey, let's go to this party, Kylie. Let's have fun. And did Mags know something was going to happen, hence her leaving so quickly? Was she kind of like, come on, Kylie, let's go. This doesn't feel right. And Kylie was like, no, we're cool. I don't know.
When I was younger, that made me think there was 2 girls that were cheerleaders. And one of them, they were walking on this trail in between the 2 schools. And one of them said, hey, I want to show you a trick. Lay down on the ground and put your hands behind your back or something. And then she gets on top of her and just starts punching her. And yeah, kids do that stuff. And then even the Skylar niece, they kind of set her up there.
They set her up, birthday party, sleepover, act like everything was fine, just to do that. And those 2 other girls that what was that one? I think they did it at the school, or they had a drawing of the school and they did it in the bathrooms. What was that story? And the best friend actually befriended the parents, or went over to the girl's parents and was comforting them and was spending time in her bedroom and all along she was the killer. And finally she had a mental breakdown and told her parents. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
That actually happened in Skylar niece's case too. The best friend befriended the parents. Yeah, she would go sit on her bed and sit in her room and.
I'm combining both cases. Thank you.
How sick though? I mean that's crazy.
And then didn't the one get out already in that case?
Yeah, if not already, very close. She's
the one
I
was diagnosed with split personalities, right? Schizophrenia.
And one got married already in jail. They're getting to live a normal life. They're going to be out in no time. They only got a few years. And
the one that was conniving is the one that was getting ready to be released. Last I checked, and I thought, oh, this girl was so calculated. I know she was only 12, but listen, some kids are so calculated and beyond their years, and she was one of them to me. And I'm not surprised that she was able to talk herself out of getting out early because, well, she was very, very smart.
Oh, have you heard about that girl that was a cheerleader and she got pregnant, hid the pregnancy, had the baby in the bathroom, buried it in the yard, and she went to trial and everything? Did you see that? It was a big popular case for a while. And even her mom, she didn't even tell her mom, but her mom was always on her about gaining weight. And recently she's asking the court if they can take everything off of her record. She doesn't want it to be public anymore. And it's
oh, you don't want
to know what you did.
Anymore? Oh, shit. That's nice.
Yeah. You sit there and have a baby in you and wait until it's born. And then she claims that it was not alive. But there's 2 weeks before.
The baby was alive. And she finally admitted that the baby possibly was alive. She doesn't know. Yep. I remember.
Yes. And yeah, now she wants it just to be forgotten about. No, I don't like that. It doesn't matter. Even
race too. Can I get that luxury?
Yeah. Even if you're young, you can still be evil.
Right. And in that situation, the mother should have been somewhat accountable. This is why stop weight shaming your children. Stop, stop living through your children. Accept them for who they are because you are not them. I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And you see that so often where, yeah, I had a friend growing up where her mom kind of did that. It was like she was living through her, and yeah, it's not good.
And
Not
we
good.
don't know Sammy's parents. We don't know Mag's parents. Are they, would they help their kid? This came up when it happened to what's her name? What the boy that stabbed the beautiful girl, the cheerleader girl,
Oh, yeah, Tristan Bailey.
Tristan Bailey. We saw that with his mother washing out the jeans. Thank goodness
Yes.
they snitched on her and they found. But I was being honest during that. I don't know what I would do if it was my child. I do not know. I would imagine I would do the right thing and we're calling the police and all that. But would I really? I don't know. I love that.
Brian Laundrie.
Let's give it a goo.
Just like Brian Laundrie's parents, what do you do? What do you do?
Brian Laundrie's parents, perfect example. They knew, but they didn't speak. Are they guilty for not speaking? They should have spoke. I don't know what I would do in that situation. And a lot of people are like, oh, I know what I would do. I'd march my kid right up to the police station. No, you wouldn't. Sit down, Susan, because you don't know what you would do. You have no idea what you would do until you're actually facing that situation, because I imagine how much it is to take that in and look at your child and know that they did something like that.
Oh, and then to know that they're going to have to be punished
for life.
I would down, Susan. I love you. You're funny.
A PI.
Yeah, this is fun, Jess. Thank you for having me up. I probably better go because I need to go shower and stuff. But this was fun. We should do it some more.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate you coming up, and I love doing different things, and I miss talking with you and doing this. This is a case we actually kind of agree on, which is pretty cool. Usually we're like, nope.
Opposites, yeah. Which it's fun too. I love that too. So yeah, just message me and we'll do it some more. I miss you, and yeah, I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you for coming up, Allie.
Okay, you're so welcome. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Okay, bye.
That was Alex Erickson. She has a channel where she does solely true crime. Fantastic. She gets on and talks out theories with everybody like I like to do. It's really good. We joke because we normally see things in a different perspective, which is fun because that's, it's how we learn, right? But yeah, so if you get a moment, please go over and check out her channel. I think I would feel guilty. You want to go down throat. Yeah, track accident makes you think different than if your kid murdered someone. I agree. And especially when it's your baby, it's your child. You can't just guess what you would do. You have no idea. But anyway, I appreciate all of you being here today. I fear my mom would protect me. I am going to go ahead and wrap this up. At the end of the day, we all get emotionally invested, and you cannot lose your logic to that. You have to remember there's other people. If you don't like Ikemel, if you don't like him, fine. But does his daughter deserve this? If you don't like, Upchurch, just whatever. That doesn't mean that we should invade people's lives and we should put these heavy accusations of sex trafficking and this and that. And it just feels wrong. And there's children to protect. You cannot, in your mission to find a missing child, jeopardize the well-being of another. It doesn't make sense. So please, before you participate, before you comment, before you spread a narrative such as any of those, please consider the harm it can do to others and how it would feel if it was being done to you.